Now that we have went through all of it in the 1990 version, let's talk about how unsettling this 2017 version really is. The trailers do an excellent job of getting you ready for this. You know something is going to happen to these kids and it's going to be graphic, disturbing, off-putting to a high degree. So you have to be ready for that. So with that said, welcome to my trailer movie review of It. Here I talk about the trailers that came out and did they convey the likeness, anticipation well enough. In all honesty, apart from trailer 1, which is the first taste you get into what to expect for It, the rest of the trailers shift a little bit from giving you a little more or a little less of scenes that you can't or probably won't forget. I love the trailers personally. I anticipated this movie from the get-go. One trailer in particular, It First Look that up, you will not regret it, was my favorite to go back to over and over and over again. Why? Well, we'll get into that. But the trailers really are just mashed up scenes with excellent music in a fashion that gets you pumped up for a very terrifying epic that you can only pray to God that's good. And is it? We'll have to get into the movie for that. So, with that said, from trailer to film, let's get into this. What I like to do here is talk to you guys about scenes that really mattered to me and talk about if they were good or compelling just as much as the trailer conveyed them out to be. So from the opening scene, which is the first scene in the teaser trailer where Georgie and Bill make the boat, and when Georgie takes it out, it's all pretty basic. Even when he gets knocked on the head, it all goes concurrently as if it was told from the trailer to film perfectly. Minus one detail, but I digress. But the moment Pennywise shows up, it's a much more in-depth conversation with Georgie. Let's just say for the sake of argument here that 1990 version was funny, if not slightly unsettling. The 2017 version, it's dark. And nearly upsetting, considering what happens next. So for the rest of the movie, we are introduced to everyone effectively, genuinely, and it all works very well to know how these kids will all eventually meet up and go for the same common goal, along with some common enemies. We'll get to him in a minute. Frickin' Bowers. But like I said, there's a few scenes I want to talk about that were very brief, and a few of them stood out to me from the trailer, and as much as I want to really give into spoilers, I can't, but I'm going to comment on them just briefly, so here we go. This one in particular, the bonding scene between the 6 of them, was a very good montage, as I felt it was nicely placed to show a growing bond between them, and it has a lot of humorous gems in there too. The projector scene? Holy beep beep, Richie! This was definitely the turning point for the kids and in the movie. It was probably the boldest scare they could have, considering what happens next in the scene that could be just borderline cheesy as hell. My favorite setup scare and fearful scene was when Georgie is seen by Bill. The whole "you'll float too" was a lot more to it than that, and it threw me off. That's all I'll say. One last thing. This scene. No. Just no. What was surrounding it was fine and silly, but no. That smile is just too much for me, man. It's too much. Alright, let's get into some of these characters, shall we? Bill, Ben, Richie, Stan, Mike, Eddie, and Beverly. All of them. All 7 of them are frickin' fantastic. 100% across the board. Early on in the movie, just before everyone meets up and come together, there is a scene in the sewers that is my absolute favorite. And it's between the 4 kids, which I really suck at names, so I really apologize. I can't really say their names right now, but it's in the first look trailer, and I can't get enough of it. The 4 kids are talking about Eddie's hypochondriac tendencies and paranoia because Richie keeps getting on him about everything. The scene is not only character developing, but so genuinely acted. I fell in love with these kids the moment I saw this scene. Even if I walked away from this movie feeling cheated and even hating this movie, I would walk out telling you at least this scene in the sewers rocked. The audience laughed, I laughed, and oh my god, I want to go back and watch that scene again. It was great. The kid who plays Eddie ended up being my favorite out of the 7. He was so genuine in his performance. No, that's gray water. It's basically piss and shit. So I'm just telling you, you ever heard of a staph infection? God, that was great. Love it. Beverly and the actress who plays her has a lot to convey considering her family lifestyle, school lifestyle, and with the Losers Club all had to match tonally speaking, and the girl gives a solid performance that I really cannot wait to see what else this girl does. Like I said, the 7 were excellent in this film. Don't get me wrong, just because I don't mention all of their moments and performances doesn't mean I don't think they aren't worth it. But there are 2 characters I wish had a little bit more development, but for the sake of time and story structure, I can imagine some cuts had to happen. But the 2 characters specifically is Stan and Mike. Both characters, while integral and important, both felt a tad underdeveloped to me. I just wanted to see them more. We're going to talk about Bowers here for a second. If you've seen my part 1 and 2 of the 1990 version review, you would know that I wasn't a fan of the character Bowers. He was a bully for the sake of a bully. I didn't like the way he was written. I didn't like any of it. How is he in this film? 400% better. Like, they gave him a reason to be a bully. They gave him a great growth into his sociopathic nature. I mean, it really, really worked. But because I don't want to dive into spoilers, I'll just say back in my review for the 1990, I just said one thing that the Bowers gang should have done, and they did. So, good job, It 2017. Let's talk about Pennywise here for a second. What did I think of him? Is he comparable to the merits of Tim Curry's performance back in 1990? In short, no. I don't think there should be a comparison because both are equally good. Bill Skarsgård is intimidating, silly, off-putting, scary. He is effective. He's in this film a whole lot, but it was almost like he wasn't in it long enough, if you know what I mean. After I had time to really think about it, I really want to watch this movie again. Pennywise was a force to be reckoned with. The kids are phenomenal, and without them, this whole damn thing would have gone tits up. I did find myself bored in a couple of parts. I just feel like there was just a few scenes in the film I could have felt like could have been cut out. But that only happened once. Other than that, I had a blast with this movie. I loved almost every minute of it. So for that, I am going to give it love it and would own it on DVD. But I don't know. I might want to bump that up to Blu-ray, just depending on how I feel the day it's released. Who knows? So I can finally shut up about it. I had a lot of fun in this journey to do this with you guys. I really appreciate all who watched. Keep in mind, this is what I do for every new release. I'll find the old versions or the prequel versions or anything like that and just review them until the actual release of the movie itself, of whatever, if it's a sequel or remake, whichever it is. Might want to look into doing that for the older movies too. Anyway, what did you guys think of it? Tell me your thoughts down below. Do you have a favorite scene like myself, or did you just enjoy it? Did you hate it, or what did you think overall? I'd love to know. In the end, look out for more reviews coming your way. In the meantime, check out my skits, universe reviews, and TV show reviews, which sometimes entails both movie and TV. Like this video if you haven't already, and I'll take all the love I can get. Trust me, I love you guys. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe, and I will get you more videos in the future.